Hello everyone. We begin with the reproduction in fungi. Fungi reproduces by all the three methods: the vegetative method, asexual method of reproduction, as well as sexual method of reproduction. In the vegetative method of reproduction, we see that they undergo fragmentation. Fragmentation is a process in which one entire fungi will bifurcate into several small portions, and each of these will be capable of forming the fungi, the entire body of the fungi. And this is known as fragmentation. So each of the fungus, they are capable of forming the entire mycelium, or just one hypha can form the entire mycelium. Second is budding. In this, the lower fungi, they undergo division, and the division is as such that just a fungal growth is seen, or outgrowth is developed, a protuberance is developed at the surface of the bec- of the yeast, and as a result, that protuberance, it contains some amount of, or it gains some amount of nuclear content as well as cytoplasm, and after a certain period of time it gets detached from the parent body and is capable of forming its own colony. This is known as budding, and this process can be well studied in unicellular fungus Saccharomyces cerevisiae, or you can think of the technique how bread develops, or how the swelling in bread is seen. The swelling in the dough of bread occurs because of continuous repeated budding taking place in the yeast. Second is about the fission. Fission is a technique in which one cell, or one parental cell, splits into two equal halves, and each of the half is having all the characters which is similar to the parent. It is also seen in the yeast. Sclerotia is seen in Claviceps, and it consists of compact mass of interwoven hypha. All these hypha, they are interwoven amongst itself to form a pseudoparenchyma. The entanglement of the hypha is loose, and that's why it's pseudoparenchyma. The outer hypha becomes quite hard, and in order to become protective, and whenever there is unfavorable condition, there is no germination going to take place. But as soon as the onset of favorable condition occur, the same mycelium's outer covering, which was tough, it bursts off, and the hypha within the inside, it is capable of forming the mycelium. It is seen in Claviceps. If you see the entire cycle of germination for Sclerotia, you will see that ascospore is formed in the ascus, having 8 number of gametes within it. Then the germinating ascospore, it forms the grain plant in the bloom. The entire grain has presence of mycelium in the ovary tissues, and the immature sclerotium is formed. After the immature sclerotium formed, it can have two fates. One is that this immature sclerotium directly forms the conidium, or it becomes or it starts looking like honey dew stage, this particular stage, and in after this stage it forms the conidium. Either the cases, both the situations can be seen in case of sclerotium. Another thing which can happen is the conidiophores, how they grow in the ovary. You can see that each of them, they are growing in the ovary. One of it becomes mature. All of them will mature, but just one of them, when we look into it, it matures and it looks like the grain. The mature sclerotia is present at the head of the grain, and in the winter season, it or because of unfavorable condition, it remains in dormant stage. As soon as the favorable condition will arise, the sclerotium will germinate to form stalk and stroma. The stroma will be containing the asci, over where the germinating ascospores will be developing. So this is the entire cycle, or the growth phase of the sclerotia. Rhizomorph is another vegetative technique in which the hyphal core is interwoven into rod-like structure or rope-like structure. Each of the mycelium is present interwoven within it, and it looks somewhat similar to the root of a plant. It remains in the dormant stage and in the unfavorable condition, but as soon as the favorable condition arises, each of the hypha is capable of giving rise to the entire mycelium.